What's up, guys? Let's get into a trade recap of today, of June 30th, 2026, last day of the month. It's a break-even day for me, kind of brutal. We had this first short, which I'll get into, and then we had this long, and I will explain what happened here. You're probably like, well, why didn't it hit TP? I'll explain exactly what happened. Okay, so going into the day, though, on the daily time frame, getting the daily bias for the general trend in which we want to go. So going into today, we were currently acting out of this daily bearish fair value gap, expecting continuation shorts with retraces back up into higher time frame fair value gaps, and then shorting, taking shorts. And also on the 4-hour, we had this bearish SMT, but it was a major SMT. If I go to MES, it's there right there. That's the SMT. We had a bearish SMT going into market open. We were respecting this 4-hour bearish, respecting that 4-hour bearish, which got inversed there. But I was overall bearish. And the scenario that I wanted the most for today was, since we were so heavily bearish with the 4-hour SMT, the 4-hour fair value gap, the daily fair value gap, the daily intermediate high, I was expecting to get a Judas swing into this 30-minute fair value gap here. I wanted to see a Judas swing into that 30-minute fair value gap and get like a 1-minute inverse down, targeting these lows down here. So I wanted to see pretty much this. I wanted to get my path. I wanted to see manipulation higher. We got the accumulation here. We see manipulation higher, get an inversion fair value gap on the manipulation leg, and then trade that move back down in a short position, something like that. That's what I really wanted today, but we did get the Judas into the 30-minute. However, we did not get any bearish reaction, no inverses, so I'm not a limit order. I'm not a bottom or top ticker, so I need confirmation, so that's my IFEG strategy. But I was still open to taking this short here. There's a mech model, actually, because I had an agreed upon deal. Even though it looks like this 30-minute was getting ran through, it technically was. However, we did get a 1-minute inverse, and I entered off of that not only because we entered a 30-minute gap, and I was super heavily bearish. Even though it looks like we're displacing through it, I did take this trade just because I liked where my break-even spot is. It was a mechanical model down to this 5-minute gap, so I figured if we're going to be bullish, we're going to fill this 5-minute gap and continue higher. And I'm okay with that. It's a good break-even point. And if we're going to be bearish, we're going to displace through this 5-minute gap. So that's kind of my idea with this trade. Like, it should be a pretty quick risk-free trade. We shouldn't have, like, we'll probably be in drawdown, but we should get a break-even. And if not, we'll hit TP. So this is the trade I took, break-even at that unfilled 5-minute. I went break-even here, stops went to break-even, and we got stopped out in the same candlestick. And it ran to stop loss, and that's fine because it was the correct break even at that unfilled 5-minute, and I really liked that. And yeah, that was the first execution. Now let's get into the second execution. This one was a 5-minute continuation, because on the hourly time frame, to confirm that we were bullish, even because I still thought we were going to be bearish today, to confirm that we were bullish, we had this hourly gap right here from Monday, June 26th, and we inversed it on the hourly candlestick, or the 9 o'clock candlestick. So for me, that was like, we're going to be bullish. We're going to push higher up to these highs here, which is what we're doing right now. So with that being said, we inversed a 15-minute and an hourly gap. So now we're in bullish order flow. So what does that mean? I'm trying to take continuation longs. So we opened up this 5-minute fair value gap right here. That was the key level. We revisited it right there. So I missed the initial trade. I was a little bit late on the entry. Normally I like 5-minute FVG hits with a 1-minute inverse out of it, and that's exactly what happened right here. We had this 1-minute bearish gap. It got inversed on the next candlestick. A lot of people hit TP with this because they just entered like that. They went stop at the body, or they went stop at this wick, and then they went 1 to 1, and they hit it within the next candlestick. However, I don't like to put my stops on the inversion candlestick. That's just not me. and I also missed the 1 minute inversion. I was a little bit late. I wanted to get this CISD. So what I did is we had the 1 minute inversion. It wasn't enough confirmation for me. I probably should have taken it. It would have been another break even, but I wanted CISD, so I waited for this candlestick to get closed above entering that CISD. And even with that, I didn't want to enter here because with Blake's new model, he keeps on repeating that if there's a CISD, then you can put your limits to where the bearish open is because it likes to get tapped into. And there you go, perfectly. It got bottom ticked and had a bullish reaction out of it. However, there was no clear break-even points with this trade. That's why I didn't really care for it. So whenever we had this move down here, I just put the break-even at this internal high within the trade. So here's what happened. How did I get stopped break-even if it's at my TP? Well, what happened was I did not like the internal structure, and it wasn't an emotions thing. I just did not like all of these wicks. It's too indecisive for me. So I rather just end this trade at break-even and take the risk of getting stopped out just because of the structure of this. This is just choppy. This is accumulation. Yeah, the trade would have played out, but I'm protecting my capital. Was it a good trade overall? I mean, yeah. I mean, there was a SMT, 5-minute retrace, 1-minute inverse, 1-minute CISD, targeting an unfilled 4-hour, which was... Oh my gosh, what just happened? Sorry about that. Let me go back to that. I was targeting this unfilled 4-hour right here. And so we had a good draw, good retracement, good inverse, SMT. Like, it was pretty textbook to me. I just didn't like the structure as I was within the trade. So for me, I went for a 1-to-1, but overall targeting the 4-hour, right? Just for me, I didn't care for this structure, this accumulation model, or this not accumulation model, just this accumulation I just didn't care for. So I just went to break even, and that's alright because we're protecting capital and we'll just win on the next day. So yeah, those are the two executions. Break even day for me. I still think it was a good day. I really wished we got this Judas swing into this 30-minute. That would have been so textbook, and I know everybody online would have taken that too. But yeah, that would have been a very nice trade. But yeah, sometimes you don't get those setups. But just stay patient. You don't get paid to take trades. You get paid to wait. So yeah, alrighty. Peace.